Hello everyone and welcome to our weather update on Saturday, March 14th, 2026. So this week has been quite a westerly week, quite changeable. We started off the week quite cloudy, with some patches of rain and drizzle. But on Wednesday we saw brighter spells and showers coming through on a more brisk westerly wind. Thursday saw some very active bands of rain pushing through on the very strong and gusty southwesterly winds. A lot of squall lines, very heavy, intense rainfall, gusty winds, and that was all produced by a strong temperature gradient between a colder polar maritime air mass coming in there from northwest and a much milder southwesterly flow that did precede it. And yesterday, Friday, we saw blustery showers, some wintry, especially early on, and snow did fall and stick in some parts of the Midlands. This morning we are in that cold air mass still, so there's quite a widespread frost, clear skies, so quite a crisp morning to come. Today should be quite a decent day, but clouds will build from the west through the afternoon and some showers will form in places. And tonight and tomorrow we will see this next system pushing in from the west. Right, but as we push into next week, there are signs of a change. So going through our high-res forecast this morning, you can see again, skies are quite clear, quite cold as well. Some showers pushing in there from the west through the day, and cloud will build as well. So by afternoon, it's quite cloudy, few showers around the country, but overall, it's not too bad. Now, overnight tonight, we'll see some cloud thickening from the west and patchy rain pushing in overnight from the west as well. And that leads us into quite a damp start to Sunday morning, but this cloud and patchy rain does quickly clear from the east by about 7, 8, 9 a.m. And in the morning we're left with a mix of sunshine and blustery showers on quite a chilly westerly winds. Some showers, heavy at times, hail, thunder and possibly sleet as well, especially over high ground and further north. So tomorrow's quite cool, showery and blustery, and towards the evening showers will turn more wintry, especially in the north of the country. Some snow over higher ground as well. And as we go into Monday, Monday sees cloud thickening again there from the west, and that leads to rain pushing in. This mainly light and patchy, but that is a warm front. Meanwhile, across other areas it is cooler and drier still. Some frost possible parts of England and Scotland. And as we go into Monday, that warm front does track northeastwards. The heaviest of the rain the further west and north you are. Some areas of Kent might stay dry completely. And that warm front clears Scotland by evening time, and we're left into a warm sector for St. Patrick's Day. So this is that's where we see a warm maritime air mass come through. Low cloud, mist, drizzle, fog, patchy rain into St. Patrick's Day. Now I do see a cold front trying to push eastwards, and that might bring some patchy rain with it, and possibly some heavier bursts along a possible area of line convection, but that is up for grabs. The UKV often does forecast line convection along cold fronts in the medium range, and then come the actual day itself, it doesn't verify. So I think at the minute, more likely just patchy rain, some moderate bursts if the front comes through, but I wouldn't really see a score line coming through at this point yet. And actually, as we go into the evening, that front dies, it shrinks, it fizzles, and we're left with just a band of cloud and patchy drizzle for Wednesday, and that actually pushes back northwards. Clear skies on either side for Scotland, Wales, and England. And with these clear skies in England and Wales, well, that's because, well, not because, well, that is linked in with, should I say, a warmer air mass with a more southerly to southeasterly airflow. Quite chilly still for Scotland, but you notice that the cloud does retreat northwards, so more of this warmer, milder, drier, and brighter weather does push up northwards. By Thursday at 3 a.m, well, some patches like rain still for Scotland, but signs of a change, as I said. So here is the temperature forecast from the UKV. This morning is quite chilly, with some frost in places, especially for Ireland, Scotland, Northern England, and Western England as well. Today is Saturday, highest temperatures of about, again, like say about 7 to 10 degrees widely, a bit colder for Scotland. And that is where we do have snow on higher ground after yesterday's showers. Overnight tonight, chilly for the east especially, but getting milder from the west due to that clouds and rain. That front does move through. Sunday, milder for Wales and England, but for Ireland, Scotland, it's colder with showers on that westerly wind, and cooler air does come through on Sunday night, and that does mean showers might turn wintry quite widely in parts of Northern Ireland, Scotland, and Northern England. Snow there, especially towards higher ground. Monday morning starts chilly in all areas, but temperatures do rise through the morning and afternoon as a warm front does track across the country. And, well, into Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon, very mild for St. Patrick's Day, about 10 to 14 or 15 Celsius. That's mildest for parts of Yorkshire, Lincolnshire, Norfolk, Suffolk, the likes, and as well parts of Dublin, Meath, and Louth. And as we go into Wednesday, well, starting off frosty in parts of, now this is up for debate because it all depends on where that decayed front lies on Wednesday morning. So, as we know, the UKV shows it lying in this sort of zone there. So through parts of eastern and southern Ireland there, up into the Isle of Man, into the border regions of northern England and southern Scotland. So that is where we see temperatures holding up at like 6, 7, 8 degrees. But if we go up towards parts of Western and Northern Ireland, Scotland, where temperatures down towards freezing in parts of those areas, whereas also in parts of Wales and England, temperatures down like 3, 4 degrees. Now, sunshine in March, mid-March, getting stronger. So by afternoon, where we have those widespread blue skies, well, temperatures will respond. England, Wales, parts of the north as well, 14 or 15 up to 16 or 17 degrees. So yeah, Wednesday looks good for Wales and England. Still mild for Ireland despite more cloud cover, about 11 to 13 or 14. And Scotland are also seeing a rise in temperatures. Now Thursday morning, again chillier under clearer skies that do push northwards overnight, but guaranteed with that setup, Thursday we'll see temperatures again into the mid to high teens, mid-teens quite widely under the sunshine, and high teens for parts of Wales and England with that setup. So yes, spring is seeing another surgence, and again spring is fickle. It really is fickle because we saw a warm spell start of March and kind of cold since then. I've actually seen sleet twice over the last 2 weeks. On March 5th there was sleet quite decently, and like there was mixing with snow. And yesterday there was just a bit of ice in the rain. But yeah, March is fickle. It's just a seesaw month that Yeah, it's fun as well. It's fun to watch, but it can get a bit annoying if you do want some proper spring. So we're currently in that colder air mass still, in those cooler temperatures aloft. But you see out to our west, this next system is brewing, and that will be shunting in overnight and tomorrow to bring rain tonight, first of all, and tomorrow for parts of England and Wales. And the showers behind that, some wintry. Monday goes milder with a southwesterly airflow. Warm front comes through. Now, as you'll see here, that low goes towards Greenland and Iceland up north. Very amplified bendy jet stream. And what happens is we see a low form towards like Iberia and out towards the Canary Islands even, and this ridge to the west, way west of the Azores, and a high pressure to the east, they sort of merge through Wednesday, and that's what squeezes out that cold front that tries to come through on Tuesday. So yeah, and we end up with Thursday under high pressure. It's a very complicated, shifts there. It's very complicated because we see two high pressures ridging through an area of low pressure. Yeah, but we do by Thursday become under that area of high pressure. Maybe a bit cooler with that than the UKV was suggesting because we have a more of an easterly tilt to the wind. Quite warm in the south, yeah, but for Scotland, it's quite cold. And we end up with that, actually. That high pressure ends up going north into the end of March. So that brings in an easterly airflow, and that will be quite cold. You see a pocket of cold air comes through there. A lot of cold rain with that. I'm not sure if that would be enough for snow. And we just go through quite chilly end of the month, really. Another easterly shot there, that would be cold. With the -5 ice storm right through the country. Showers will turn wintry with that quite widely. And cold and frosty at the very end of the month before low pressure does break back through by the 30th. So yeah, very changeable. High pressure does influence a lot of the rest of March on that GFS run, but it's often in a place where it sends in easterly winds or northeasterly winds, and those will be quite cold. So yeah, so high pressure, yes, but it really depends on its exact placements. That would depend on the parameters, and that will influence parameters and wind direction, that sort of stuff, and how it'll feel. Air masses, because in March, got a lot of cold air still to our north. There's a lot of cold air there, but the sun is gaining strength. So if we do see some sunshine and just the right air mass, temperatures can get very warm. But if you get a shot from the north or east, it will still be cold. It's a very odd month, this is. Right, so going into tomorrow and Monday, this low comes through. Rain, then showers, some wintry up north. Tuesday is milder, quite dry in the east and south, but rain will try and push through from the west and north, grind to a halt somewhere around like Eastern Ireland, Northern England, and just end up fizzling because an area of high pressure forms. You see, they're ridging towards each other by Wednesday midnight. By Thursday, well, the big ridge all the way from like way west of the Azores, through Ireland, the UK, and out into the Baltic Sea states. And by Friday, we are looking very nice there. Bit chilly for parts of the east, I'd say, but in the sunshine, it should feel very pleasant indeed. Cold by night though, and by Saturday, we see another easterly airflow coming in, but this also brings some quite chilly air through. So again, and by next Tuesday, well, I think the high is starting to slacken off. It's starting to fill, and low pressure will start to move in there from the west. UK Met run, so at least temporarily going to be warmer with sunshine, but beyond that we might see some cooler and drier weather rather than that warm and dry. So UK Met run, so again blustery winds to come for a few days still. High pressure ridges through the country next Wednesday and Thursday. Quite complex, it's complex, yes, but it does happen. Low towards Iberia, low up towards Iceland, Greenland. Jet stream troughs, ridges connect, and we end up like that next Thursday, looking quite decent. Air masses are mild, especially in the south, but the high pressure is edging up towards our north and northeast, and that will open the door again by next weekend to an easterly wind, which will be importing some rather chilly air from the continent. Okay, GEM. Okay, so blustery winds, showers and rain to come up until Tuesday, St. Patrick's Day. Then the big shift happens quite quickly to Wednesday and Thursday. Let's see what happens here. By Friday, again, high pressure is there to our northeast, and it is threatening to pull in an easterly wind. And it does by next Saturday. So we're into quite a chilly wind then. Not overly cold. I'm not saying snow, I mean cold rain showers. Temperatures by day like high single figures. Just a bit chilly. Just not as warm as it can be in March with high pressure. It's those cooler. It's a cooler sort of pattern there, and that lasts only one day anyway, because the high pressure ends up going away quite fast to the east by next Sunday, and we open the door to more westerly winds by next Tuesday. So icon. Well, once again, low pressure is starting to run out of road. And by Wednesday and Thursday, high pressure is starting to influence properly. By next Friday, big old ridge of high pressure over the country, starting to push in more of a southeasterly. So that could be warmer with the icon. Yeah, that is warmer. With the icon, actually out of interest, we will check the surface parameters. So 3 p.m. Friday, warmest time of the day. Let's look at cloud cover. So many areas of Eastern Ireland and all areas of Britain really are seeing sunshine, and with that temperatures, widely 10 to 14, 15, 16 degrees. And often these models in the longer range tend to peg these back by like 2 or 3 degrees. So just at easily with that setup, upper temperatures about 5 degrees, sunshine aplenty, temperatures up to 17 or 18 degrees in parts of England and Wales there. So the icon though is one of the warmer options, but it just shows you how a subtle change in the placement of the high pressure can really influence and change how things feel on the day in March. Because if that high pressure were just a bit further north and we had more of an easterly flow, well, same sort of pattern, yes, but just slightly different source of the air would mean temperatures probably like low teens rather than mid-teens towards high teens there. We end up next Saturday starting to drift in some slightly cooler air from the east. A puddle of cold air is lying there over Germany, Poland, Denmark and Sweden. And finally the arpege. Well, once again today we have that cooler air mass in place, and we go into Sunday, Monday. Well, low pressure comes through, rain, wind, showers, and towards Tuesday, Wednesday, the high pressure starts to ridge in, and we see drier weather coming back. Now, before we go, we will look at some ensemble data. Nope. Now, that looks okay. Get rid of this. The current Newhart coals were below average with the upper air temperatures right now, about -5 Celsius-ish. Brief spike tonight and tomorrow because of that area of cloud and rain. They tumble back again towards -5 or below briefly tomorrow night as a colder air mass does push in. Behind that, and showers might turn wintry. And they go milder from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Basically, the whole of the week looks milder than average there. And definitely feeling quite warm towards the end of the week in the sunshine. But as you go into the weekend and beyond, we can see most ensembles go below the red line, so below average. And that would be hinting at cooler air mass imported from the east with those ensembles. So again, high pressure is placement. It's the factor that will really decide everything as we go through the rest of this month. Everyone, thanks for watching. I will see you next week. Enjoy the change to higher pressure, drier weather, and bye for now. I'll see you. Oh, just before we go, you can see on this imagery, that white here, that is not clouds, that is snow cover over the mountains of Scotland. Cool, I know it's cool. I'll see you now, bye.